Good morning, evening, or night, wherever you are. Welcome to WHAM Today. Take a deep breath, clear your mind, and let's drift through the whispers of today's world, one quiet thought at a time. As we wrap up Sunday, 3rd August 2025, let's see what stories are unfolding around us. India is prioritizing its national interests by continuing to procure energy from Russia, a move that has drawn concerns from the United States. Despite these geopolitical pressures, the Indian stock market is showing signs of recovery, with metals and auto stocks leading a rise in benchmark indices after experiencing its longest losing streak in 2 years. Experts are optimistic about the banking sector, recommending stocks like ICICI Bank in anticipation of margin recovery in Q3 for 26. The Gift Nifty indicates a positive opening for the Indian benchmark index, trading around 24,675, suggesting continued market momentum. However, the Indian rupee is projected to remain among Asia's worst-performing currencies, a situation potentially worsened by prospective U.S. tariffs. The aide sector is also facing uncertainty due to AI advancements and layoffs. On a positive note, the life insurance market in India is projected to reach $170 by 2029, indicating strong growth potential. Market analysts are actively recommending specific stocks for purchase across various sectors. The US is currently at odds with India over the latter's continued purchase of Russian oil, a practice the US has voiced concerns about. Adding to the economic tensions, potential U.S. tariffs are expected to negatively impact the Indian rupee, further weakening its position among Asian currencies. In other news, Suki Chahal, an Indian-American anti-Khalistani activist, has died under mysterious circumstances. Saudi Arabia is actively expanding its energy sector, as evidenced by OPEC Plus's plan to increase oil output despite projections of exceeding demand. Baker Hughes reports over 230 rigs operating in the country. Simultaneously, the Saudi chemical manufacturer SABIC posted another unexpected loss in Q2, indicating challenges in the chemical industry. In finance, Saudi Arabia launched its August savings sukuk window, offering a 4.97% return, and saw a net foreign direct investment of $506 million in the stock market for July. The country is also working to attract foreign property investors, particularly from Hong Kong and mainland China, by easing home buying regulations. 4 Directions real estate development company is participating in Saudi Arabia's urban transformation. Ecovis Al-Sabti Saudi Arabia recently hosted an event on digital transformation in internal audit and enterprise risk management. Asian markets are showing a mixed performance, reacting to Wall Street's decline due to weak U.S. jobs, data, and investor unease. Trade tensions are escalating across the region, spurred by the latest tariffs from the Trump administration. Asian exports are predicted to decrease as the impact of front-loading tariffs fades, hurting regional trade. Certain Asian growth companies, with high insider ownership, are reporting earnings growth up to 30%, signaling strong internal confidence. Select Asian deep-value stocks are trading at discounts, offering potential investment opportunities. The rupee is gaining, following its Asian peers, and opened 34 pace higher at 87.2 against the US dollar. Oil prices are slightly down in early Asian trading after OPEC's agreement to another significant production increase in September. China is navigating a complex landscape of economic and geopolitical challenges. The nation has refused U.S. requests to cease oil imports from Russia and Iran, citing its need for energy independence. U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports are impacting American businesses, with companies like Misco in St. Paul, Maine, considering relocating manufacturing abroad. Electric vehicle manufacturers in China, including BYD, Li Auto, and NIO, experienced declining deliveries in July due to intensifying price competition. Shanghai has joined other Chinese regions in allowing fully driverless taxis to collect fares in specific zones, signaling advancement in autonomous vehicle technology. A significant shift in financial policy will see China begin taxing bond interest income after decades of exemption, a move with potential market ramifications. Joint military exercises between China and Russia in the Japan Sea are raising concerns in Tokyo. Taiwan has reported increased Chinese military activity near its shores, adding to regional tensions. An aide to former U.S. President Trump has alleged that India, like China, is effectively funding Russia's war in Ukraine. Japan's economic outlook is clouded by concerns over U.S. economic data and the potential impact on market confidence. A decline in Japanese stocks followed the imposition of tariffs, with the Nikkei 225 dropping 2.05%. Prime Minister Kishida has voiced concerns about reaching a mutually beneficial trade agreement with the U.S., particularly regarding auto tariffs. The sale of U.S. steel to Nippon Steel includes clauses granting President Trump influence over the company's operations. The Japan Bourse aims to increase ETF listings to benefit from option trades and broaden market offerings. A drop in visitor interest was recorded in June, spurred by a social media rumor about a manga prophecy foretelling a July 25 disaster. Russia is tightening its grip on the digital landscape, requiring all new smartphones sold from September to have the state-approved messenger service, NACS, pre-installed. The country's involvement in the Ukraine conflict, fueled by the aggressive statements of individuals like Dmitry Medvedev, remains a focal point of international concern. Turning to India, its energy procurement, notably oil transactions with Russia, is drawing attention from the United States. A former Trump administration advisor claims that India, akin to China, is indirectly financing Russia's war in Ukraine through these oil acquisitions. The United States finds itself navigating economic headwinds, evidenced by stagnant stock futures, following recent Wall Street dips linked to tariff policies and a weakening employment sector. Moreover, the U.S. has voiced apprehensions regarding India's oil commerce with Russia, perceiving it as a possible financial lifeline for Russia's military actions in Ukraine. The aggressive rhetoric of Dmitry Medvedev, a key Russian figure, has also reportedly irritated former President Trump. Hong Kong's stock market saw a recovery, halting a 4-day slide. This upturn was fueled by growing anticipation of a possible interest rate reduction by the U.S. Federal Reserve, triggered by the release of a concerning report on the U.S. labor market. South Korea is grappling with economic policy debates amid pushback against proposed investor tax hikes. Trade tensions have surfaced between South Korea and the United States over access for American rice in the South Korean market. Shifting to industry news, South Korean battery companies are experiencing heightened competition, resulting in a decrease in their market share during the first half of the year. Though the South Korean battery maker plans to sharpen its competitive edge by concentrating on creating next-generation battery technology. In more positive news, South Korea has earned recognition as a leading culinary destination, ranking among the top 5 globally. Canada's housing market displays resilience, with new home prices remaining steady in February, showing no change month over month. Ontario is set to receive nearly $450 from the federal government to boost its housing supply, aiming to address affordability concerns. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has called on social media giants to combat online hate, signaling a push for greater platform accountability. Switzerland is grappling with potential economic fallout after the United States imposed unexpected tariffs, possibly delivering a 39% blow to the Swiss export economy. Analysts have voiced concerns that these tariffs could be devastating for Swiss businesses. In response, Switzerland is now weighing revisions to its trade offer to the U.S., aiming to address the imbalance and soften the impact of what is being called a tariff shock. European markets are poised for a positive opening this week, their trajectory closely tied to oil price fluctuations after OPEC's output adjustment. The energy sector's dynamics are creating headwinds for European industries, with metal manufacturers particularly feeling the strain. Greece is advocating for the removal of tariffs in a proposed EU-US trade accord. As Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis emphasizes the expected boost to employment, economic expansion, and infrastructural improvements, Singapore is currently witnessing a notable bull run in its stock market. This surge is pushing the market to record highs. The performance is also reshaping Singapore's financial image. It's moving away from being seen as a smaller market. Instead, it's becoming a key destination for investors seeking reliable income streams. Singapore equities are contributing significantly to this positive trend and changing perception. Turning to Hong Kong, a significant leadership change is imminent at Sino Group, a major property player. Robert Tang's eldest son is expected to take over the reins of the company. The transition marks a new chapter for the prominent Hong Kong business. Malaysia is facing challenges in its solar panel sector as access to the US market becomes increasingly restricted, impacting the benefits previously gained from Chinese investments. Palm oil stockpiles within the country are also anticipated to surge, potentially reaching a 19-month high and influencing commodity prices. Turning to China, the Shanghai Composite Index opened lower, registering 3,547.1, 6 points with a 0.36% decrease. The Shenzhen Component Index mirrored this trend, also experiencing a fall in its opening performance. The economic ripples of the war in Ukraine continue to spread as a Trump administration aide claims India is effectively funding Russia's war through its oil purchases. This accusation underscores the delicate balancing act many nations face in navigating international sanctions and energy needs. Meanwhile, Ukraine is urging the former Trump administration to adopt stringent measures to cripple the Russian economy, especially given heightened concerns surrounding potential nuclear escalation. In the United Kingdom, the month of August signals potential investment opportunities in growth stocks. These opportunities are emerging amidst a backdrop of economic uncertainty, requiring careful consideration by investors. South Africa is seeing its currency strengthen even as trade anxieties put local stock values under pressure. In a separate matter, Zimbabwean directors face allegations of involvement in the downfall of a South African investment firm valued at $2.3 billion, creating substantial financial repercussion. The United States reveals a shifting landscape where New York and Los Angeles no longer lead in job prospects and income potential. Instead, other U.S. cities provide a blend of robust job markets, attractive salaries, and manageable living costs, drawing attention to alternative economic hubs. Azerbaijan is poised to supply 1.2 billion cubic meters of gas annually to Syria via Turkey, reinforcing its energy partnerships within the region. This agreement marks a notable development in Azerbaijan's energy export strategy. Chile is grappling with the aftermath of a copper mine collapse that claimed the lives of 5 workers. This incident represents a severe blow to the nation's mining industry, raising concerns about safety protocols. Italy is under observation, with authorities closely monitoring various factors as of August 4. And that's a wrap for today's news, because even headlines need a nap. Stay curious, stay kind, and let the noise fade as you find your quiet. Take care, stay awesome, and I'll see you next time on WHAM Today.